So I did find some of the pictures and videos. And I hope you guys enjoyed a little recap of some of the cool vibes we had going. Camp Woofer Tribe is a mindful-based DJ collective sound camp, also full of healers, energy workers, and people who want to teach workshops and have big hearts and want to make a difference and positive impact in our communities. Our camp was amazing last year, and I'm just so grateful for all the opportunities that I've had. Now I am going to go relax in the pool for a little bit and do some relaxation time.
Feels good to be in the sun and do some relaxing because I am so exhausted. I'm so exhausted, guys. This feels so good.
I'm about to send the email to the friend of mine who also runs the events at one of the venues. Super excited. Um, Planning some events this year, seeing what availability they have, and then getting next year locked in. That's how event planning works. And then I have times where I'm hiring people, booking talent, and I have a whole sheet of contact information for all of my artists, what their genres are, their either contact information or what their agent's contact info is. Then we see if they're available to do the show. We get that locked in, and we do our thing. It's pretty cool. I'm very excited. I have a guy who does the flyers, and then we pre-make everything earlier so that when it actually comes to getting the promotions out there, it's just already accessible. I'm a planner, I'm a prepper. I like to have everything up front and done. And then I have reminders of when to post all the things, when to send the flux out to promote, all the things. How much does it cost me for the event? It depends. Depends on the venue. Depends on how we're doing things. Each venue handles things differently. It is a business after all. For example, this one venue wants to make $600 before a certain amount of for the rest of the ticket sales go to me. So I will usually hand them $600 and then I'll just get that from the ticket sales. So I get all of it. And um, it's easier to handle that up front, at least for me, and they're fine with it. Um, some venues, again, will do things differently depending on who you are, how valuable you are. This is a very competitive industry. Um, you have to stand out. You have to build all these fans. You have to constantly be raising your hand while a bunch of other people are just screaming, and I'm just like silently walking around and doing my thing. That's kind of how I view it all. I'm not going to yell over another person. I'm not going to tear down another person just so I can get that spot. I'm going to be kind because that's who I am. I'm very humble. I think my favorite thing about producing events is that I get to have newer people open. It gives them an experience and they enjoy it. And seeing people go from being nervous to having a good time and realizing that, yeah, this is completely different when you're playing in front of a crowd. Um, and then you're sharing energy with people, like it's so enjoyable, and the more you do it, the more confident you get. um, I remember when I first started and I almost froze up. And my first vlog, I was like, oh, look at this, we're gonna do this, and I was just like, I could tell that I was nervous as heck. um, but I love it. I love the venues that I've had the opportunities to work with. Unfortunately, a few of them that I used to work with are closed down. There's a lot of turnover sometimes with venues. And that was sad though, because I really liked two of the venues that I worked with. But there are other ones, and when you sell a certain amount, when you're bringing in a bunch of ticket sales, you're bringing them the venue money. When you have a really good demographic and just do all the things they want you to come back. And I just continuously hope to do a good job. I think my worst fear is letting people down and being disappointment, letting the venue down too. But also, there's all these expectations and pressure, marketing, maintaining your spot, creating longevity versus temporary events, and thinking about your demographic and thinking about your crowds and doing the right amount of events and not oversaturating yourself. At least for me, I like to not oversaturate myself, because then when I play, it's very special. It's something that's very meaningful because there's less of me, but there's also not scarcity per se. So the people have had enough. Till next time. Hence the crowd poos. Not because I'm doing a bad job, but because they're sad that I'm done. People are like, we want more. And I'm like, damn. I love you guys too. But you know what? The DJ is tired. I gotta go home. I gotta sleep. Because the next day, a few hours later, I have to do a sunrise set. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm just like, oh my god. The less glamorous side is no sleep or very minimal sleep. And I've adjusted my DJing lifestyle to where I allow myself to get a lot of sleep. That's why I play less too. Because I'm not going to make choices that make my mental health worse. I protect myself. I protect my relationship so that as an introvert, I can have all my needs met. When I'm on tour, I have a few days in between instead of immediately just going to the next thing. So it's leisurely. I can have my quiet time. I can go on adventures. I can hang out with my friends. And then, we're at the next venue and it's time to get ready. It's time to set up. And it's time to do sound check. And then before you know it, you're playing again. And it's great. And who knew how far I would be? Like, it's just so cool, honestly, and I think one of my favorite traditions is saying thank you to everybody, and we do a big circle up. We usually do, like, a big blessing over each other of just, like, and setting our intention and our goals, and I do a bunch of, like, shots or just, like, a toast or a sake bomb with my friends, and I say, thank you for working, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. This really means a lot, and it's one of my favorite, like, almost like rituals, but not really, to do with, like, traditions to do every single time we have an event. What are the pros and cons of doing your own events? Well, depending on your financial situation, it can be a lot, but you can build a brand up, and it does mean that you actually get to be in more control over your events, and you can make money once you start building up your brand, and you can consistently do things and just get paid to do more of what you love, honestly. Some of the cons is that, sometimes it's a lot of work. And it's I would say sometimes it feels very transactional. It's, oh, you're an event producer, so how many people can you bring in? How much money can you make me? And you have to be able to understand that and to embrace the business side of things. It's not just fun and games. It's a money investment, and, that mentality doesn't work for everybody. This isn't, it isn't a path for everybody. And it's up to people on how they're going to live their life. But, it's not fun at times. It's work. It's business. But I would also say, I just feel like I'm just getting paid to put on a party, and I'm just like, yay, party hats, like, da-da-da-da. Sometimes dealing with people can be interesting, kind of sucks at times, but You gotta have thick skin, and if you don't, you just gotta kind of step away, I think, from taking things personally, because you'll run into a lot of things, and it feels very transactional. But the more I think you do things, the more it becomes less transactional. So just don't take it personally. Um, be kind to people. Be a charming, charismatic self. Slay! Okay? Slay it. And don't stop. Keep going. That's my advice. Um, know your venue size. Know what your current demographic is. Know what DJs you're working with. Because I'll bring in other DJs who have a lot more following, who also sell a lot more tickets. And then I'm marketing myself also to their followers, and they're like, this chick is also pretty cool too, let's follow her. So either there are goals. I would say it's better to have more followers, people who are engaging with your content, people who want to come see you, so that then you can make more money. And it's the business side of things. I know it sucks sometimes, because I think sometimes for some people it's like oh but once you get the hang of it, I think it's enjoyable. It's just a business. And yeah, sometimes business sucks. But be patient, and just never give up. And invest in ads, market the heck out of yourself, network the heck out of yourself, okay? Have business cards, have all these things, so that, you can be up to the newest and latest, updated way to market yourself, to do all these things. And you'll get there. So I'm excited to hear back and get some more events going, get some dates locked in for next year as well. And hopefully, when I go on this trip to San Francisco, I'm going to do some networking to play at some other venues outside of the state that I'm in, because that's my goal. And there are some cool people that I've actually met in the James Hype server that are interested in collaborating and working and actually booking me, and also producing events together. So that's really excited. I'm truly humbled and grateful. And there are people who are passionate and kind and pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to be reaching out to them and getting things going, so that I can do more travel, I can do all these things, I can do more of what I love, and hopefully, play a show that's nearer to you, so you can come join us and have a good time with us on the dance floor. I mean, it's, music is so good for you, it's so good for the soul, and I just hope to make people's day. I hope to continue my career and continue to learn. Always be kind, be humble, and just make people's day. So yeah, I'm so grateful for every single one of you, and I just wanted to say thank you. I'm going to tear up a little bit, but thank you so much for those of you who have supported me. Thank you those who have supported my events, who have supported me as a DJ at my events, and done all these things. I'm just so humbled and honored and grateful, and can't wait to work with more people and hopefully make some more friends too. So I actually want to make friends, I want to make friends and business partners and do all these things, because the world is my oyster. And so if it's mine, it's also your oyster as well. If you want it, you'll get it done. You'll do the work required to make things happen.